All right, and we are here at the Atari booth at PAX with David Gudalekian, who is assistant producer, and you're going to give us a 10-cent tour. So what do we got here?
10-cent tour. Okay, so we're starting out with The Witcher. The Witcher's coming out for the PC in November. This is an action RPG with a fantastic story by this really famous Polish author. Fantastic series of novels, and it follows this guy who's tracking down and killing all these crazy beasts in this medieval setting. So it's really great because it's combining a lot of sort of action gameplay elements with a traditional RPG that's just expansive. A lot of moral ambiguity, a lot of adult themes in the game. So it's an adult only, I think, or mature definitely, but it's going to be a fantastic game. Lots of stuff to think about.
Plus, he's got big swords and it kills a lot of stuff.
There you go.
All right, so moving on. We're going to go over here to Dragon Ball Z. And you guys are showing PS2 and Wii here, so we're going to get on the Wii side.
On the Wii side. So what you guys should be looking at in a second is the Wii version of Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Now this is the newest iteration of the Dragon Ball series, and it's going to bring more characters and more moves than you've ever seen before. Now, I don't know the full deal here, but what you're going to see in a minute is this ridiculous combo system where I've seen people get, I don't even know how many hits, and they start charging up and powering their Dragon Balls, and here we go. You actually got a nice little cinematic to tease you. So fans of the show and non-fans alike, it's just a great fighting game. Lots of sort of twitch gameplay. You've got quick combos and really good projectile moves. It's a good mix. It's a good mix.
And so now we're going to loop around over here and pass by the PS2 version. What are the differences between the two platforms?
Now, I mean, graphics obviously notwithstanding, and the complicated face buttons and all that stuff that Grandma won't understand, this is going to present a lot of the same action. In fact, this build I think is a little bit updated, and as much as the graphics are a bit more blurry, differences in the game, I think the Wii is going to have a couple more multiplayer components. I'm not exactly sure though. This should be one of your basic, multiple SKU, same game, I think.
Very nice. And
Excite on that one.
And it looks like our final stop over here is Godzilla, and it is Godzilla Unleashed.
Yes, this is Godzilla Unleashed. This one, actually, the very first Godzilla game that I can tell you, honestly, I absolutely love to play. Here you have what looks to be the next in a long line of Godzilla brawlers, but what we're throwing into the mix here is it's actually kind of a nuanced fighter. You have the ability to combine moves and perform combinations, so this really does end up feeling like more of a subtle 3D fighter than what you would consider one of your, I guess, cash-ins or whatever. Here you can pick up a building, power up with one of those crystals that was just hit, pick up a building, jump up in the air, and toss it at your opponent. You've got your basic punch and kick, which then can then be augmented by basic movements of the Wiimote. And it's great because you actually end up pulling off combinations in very fluid, natural ways. So it's great because you've got actually, I mean, we can't technically tell you which monsters yet, but I can at least confirm that there's more monsters in this game than any of the other Godzilla games ever been put out. So I think over 20 at this point.
Very nice. All right, and when can we look for it?
This is also November. In fact, most of the titles that we've been talking about are a November release. The one title that you will not see in big lights, but we're actually really excited about, is N+. Now, I know you guys are so savvy, you probably heard of the original N, the Flash game. It's a beloved Flash game that came out in 2005, and Marin Reagan, who actually created it, are right over there at their XBLA booth. So,
well, actually, let's go walk over there.
Let's take a walk over there.
All right.
N+. So N was this puzzle platformer, which I guess you could compare to Lode Runner or to a sort of a mix between a Lode Runner and a Mario Brothers. You have no attacks of your own, and you have that basic left, right, and jump mechanism. But as you can see, the action gets really intense. So you have a puzzle platformer that the puzzle elements are really in the layout of the level, and you have no attack, so you are constantly trying to pick up gold to give yourself more time in each level. As you can see, the time bar is running out on the top. And basically just progress from level to level, in which way it feels sort of like Lode Runner. Now this was a winner of a couple of different indie game competitions in 2005, has all the indie cred that you could possibly hope for, and is just a lot of fun. And we're taking this game and bringing it to the DS and the PSP, and that's going to be launching in January. What we're adding to the mix, the original was just a free Flash game, a couple megabytes large, and was just a single-player game. So what we're doing is bringing over that single-player experience with 250 new levels, and we're adding to it a couple of different multiplayer modes. So cooperative, competitive, and it's really going to be a lot of fun, and it translates quite well to the portable because each of the rounds only last from 90 to 120 seconds. So you end up, either beating the level and jumping around or, getting sort of stuck on one. It's great because when you die or lose or whatever, get blown up, there's a fantastic ragdoll system also, so dying becomes half the fun. It's quite fun.
Very nice. And when are all the platforms hitting?
DS and PSP should be January, and XBLA should be in the next month or two, so I think by November. And that's actually Mare and Reagan, who are the creators of the game, are standing right here showing it off. And they, with the deal that we made with Atari, they were able to publish this game on their own. So we actually had Mare and Reagan work with us and design all the levels for us, so it's going to maintain all the sort of personality and quality that we've come to expect from the original N. So we're all really excited about it. It's great to bring the indie games into the spotlight for once, and that's, I think, a really important step. It's like a good trend to follow.
Cool. Well, thank you, sir.
Of course, thank you guys.
Well, there you go. That was the Atari booth, and a quick little sideshow over here to the M Plus booth. All kinds of really cool stuff coming, as usual, in that really tight fall time period.
Exactly.
It's going to be a whole lot to grab. But there you go. There's a couple other booths over here that we're going to hit up, so we're getting to it.